Are you a leader, a person of influence, or a content creator who is serious about building their online business? Then our team is for you. I work with 6- and 7-figure earners in the industry, and we're looking for new talent that we can train, coach, and mentor to reach their highest levels. So if you're a committed, hardworking, and coachable individual, send in an application down below to join our team now.
If you're here on the call for the first time, and you've been invited here to learn more about Eazy Bot, let me take the honor and the privilege of spending a few minutes just to give you a sense of what Eazy Bot's all about. Let's talk to you about why Eazy Bot's different. A couple of things that set us apart. Number one is that we'll never take any of your funds. The funds that you're going to use to participate with what Eazy Bot does are always going to be in 100% in your control. Here's the thing, we're not going to sell you anything on today's call. We're going to talk to you about what Eazy Bot does. We're going to show you some live examples of how it's already performing. We're going to show you some examples of an enhancement to come, some things to look forward to. But you get to try this all for free. If you decide you want to put some money into crypto, or you already have some funds in crypto, and you'd like to explore the power of trading crypto 24/7, using automated technology to do all the hard work for you. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know anything about trading or charts or pips or dips or any of those things. You got an incredibly powerful piece of technology that does all of the hard work for you. And if you decide you'd like to put that to work for you, you can actually start for free. And so that's something that we're very, very proud of. Start for free, put the money, all the funds are 100% in your control, compound your earnings. So Eazy Bot will execute dozens, if not hundreds of trades for you over the course of a day or a week, or just depends on what's happening in the market. But what we do know about Eazy Bot is that it doesn't matter what's happening in the market, whether it's going up or down. Market can go up, we're going to close trades and profit. Market goes down, Eazy Bot's going to close trades and profit. So what you have here is a tool that allows you to make money consistently in the crypto market, no matter what's happening. And it's only going to get better and more efficient at doing that. We've got some great examples of Eazy Bot executing what I just described to you in a really, really difficult market in the past couple of months. Guys, we have an incredible support system. We meet every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for live Zoom support calls. We have incredible knowledge base, a support ticketing system. And most importantly, we have this really vibrant community. And the evidence of that is the fact that you're on a Zoom call. You know, we're not just a piece of software. Eazy Bot is more than a piece of software. But it's this really vibrant community. We get together, you get an opportunity to meet the executive team on today's call. If you're here for the first time, you're going to meet the CEO of Eazy Bot, and you're going to hear him explain to you his strategy and his vision for why we're all here and what we can accomplish together. And so we've got this amazing, really vibrant community, really very supportive community that's here to help you along this journey. Guys, what we're here for is not only what we can accomplish today, and we know what we can accomplish today is generating wealth and passive income, but we're also here for what can happen tomorrow. What happens tomorrow is Eazy Bot takes the profit that it's making for you and it compounds it automatically. And if you've never spent any time on a compound calculator, do a quick Google search, spend 5 minutes. When you get off this call, do a Google search for a compound calculator, put in any number you like, start with whatever you might be thinking, 1,000, 10,000, just put that number in there and see what happens if you allow it to compound. Pick a rate of interest anywhere. It doesn't even matter what the number is. Just pick a number. Be really very, very conservative. And then see what happens over time if you just give it time. And so what we're talking about here is a tool that isn't designed to make you rich overnight. It's not that's not what we're going to sell to you today. We're not going to sell you anything. We're going to tell you about an amazing, powerful piece of technology that if you give it time, will build you wealth. It's going to use the most powerful, disruptive financial opportunity of our lifetimes. It's going to put you right in the middle of it, and it's going to give you the opportunity to make money no matter what's happening. When everybody else is freaking out because it's dropping like a rock, or they're all excited because it's shooting up like a rocket, you're going to learn the incredible calm of being able to ride that wave and just watch profits roll into your account. All right, guys, I want to get out of the way and give Mohammed plenty of opportunity to spend some time talking to you today. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce to you, to some of you I'm going to introduce, and to others, you know him well because he's here every single Monday just about with us. One of the most accessible CEOs that you're going to find in the crypto space, somebody who knows his product, loves his product, is willing to stand up and represent his product publicly, answer your questions. And so today you get some time to hear from the man who is the idea behind Eazy Bot itself. And we're going to go through a couple of performance reviews and then an important enhancement to the Eazy Bot platform.
Perfect. So it's a pleasure to be here and really give the updates to all of our members, affiliates, and customers, and everyone who is in Eazy Bot family. Let's put it this way. So I have plenty of things to share today, and one of the most important things is the update about the enhanced strategy. I will give you kind of a sneak view of how it looks like and on the testing account that I'm having right now, and show you some of the additional features that we're adding. It's not yet live. I'm still testing. There are some bugs here and there. We're fixing that. I'm expecting maybe by end of this week, we might have it live on for everyone to use. So let me just, without further ado, share my screen and just take you there. Yes, okay. So this is a test account that I'm using. I've opened all of these bots with a new enhanced strategy. If you see, some of them have already closed. Let's just go inside. How it looks like when you want to create a new bot right now is the view is a little bit different. We have added 2 stages. Guys, if you are new and if numbers are making you dizzy, don't worry. This is just only for the people who really wants to change the parameters that people want to make their own strategy and so on. So if you don't understand, that's fine. It's just with a click of a mouse, you'll be fully set up with the new strategy. And just trying to explain the details to the people who are interested in knowing the details of the strategy, how it looks like, and how do they do setup if they want to do their own strategy. So the top portion here remains the same. You have the coin, and then you have to select the single or active or cycle, sorry. And here, keep it active. You select the exchange, whether it's KuCoin or Binance, and then you select the coin. And if you notice here, right below that, there are 2 stages, stage 1 and stage 2. So when you start trading, you will be basically on stage 1. And that's the current strategy that we're using right now. And that sustains for more than 51% drop of the market. And you put the budget here. Here is the take profit percentage, and here is the take profit retracement, the independent covers. And what we have added here on the lower view is that you can select from the cover itself that whether you want to make it as independent or average. Average means combine all the covers together in one order and take the average price of that. So one of the problems or one of the issues that we had with the with the current strategy is that there is a big gap between the first cover and the second cover and the third cover. Between the first cover and the second cover, or the first order and second order, there is about 5% here gap. So if the market is fluctuating here, it doesn't take any order. It has to go down to -5% to take the next order. And likewise, between the second order and the third order, there's a bigger gap of 8%. So the market have to go down 8% to take that order. If it fluctuates in between that 8% here, it's not going to buy and sell any orders. So to solve that, we have added independent covers in between those covers. So we will have 2 covers here between cover 1 and cover 2, which is now called cover 1 and cover 4 because we have 2 and 3 in between. And between cover 2 and cover 3, we have added 3 more covers in between. Those are independent. So if the market keeps on fluctuating here within this region, is going to be buying and selling and helping that average price to come down also and make profit, rather than just waiting for the market to really go down -8% or go above the average price and make profit. So let me just make that in a more clearer way in the whiteboard, just for the people who have seen the initial way I explained the strategy. So it's like that. So now this is the current way of the current strategy that we have right now. It starts at 0.0 with 3.39% of the capital. Then if the market goes down, -2% is going to start taking other covers. So this is -2%. And if the market kept on moving down, it's going to start taking cover at the -5%. This is the second taking position. Okay, -5%. So when I say -5%, it's -5% from the last order that was taken. And then from there, if the market keeps on moving down, there is another order that will be taken at -8%. -8%. So when I say -8% here, it's -8% from the last order, which was taken here at -5%. And again, all of this take profit, cover pullback is going to happen before it takes the next cover. I mean, it still have the safety of that the market have to really stabilize, it has to go above by +0.5% before it takes the next cover. That applies for cover 1 and cover 2 and cover 3. So this is how it looks like at the moment. Just give me a second. So the market goes down and then start going into that independent area where it has covers close to each other. Now the problem that we have with this strategy is that if the market did this kind of movement, it moved down and took this cover, and then it fluctuated here for some time, because here the gap is kind of big. There is 5% gap between those two covers. And between this cover and this cover, there's even bigger gap. The gap here is about 8%. 8%. So if the market goes down here and fluctuate for a couple of days in between this 5%, it's not going to buy and sell anything, because it's not in a position to buy the next cover at -5%. It's not in a position to sell. It's not above the average price above by 1.5%. And it's even getting worse if the market goes down and fluctuate within this 8% area. And it can go for a week or two. We don't know what's going to happen. So if it fluctuates here for some time, it's not going to buy and sell anything, because it's not in a position to take the next cover, which is -8%, and it's not in a position to sell the upper cover that we have bought before. So to solve this with the new strategy or the new enhancement that we're putting right now, we're adding independent covers in between in this area to cover this market area of -5%. We are adding 2 more covers, and the difference between each one and the other is just as low as 2%, which is in line with the daily normal market movements. And between this cover, -5%, -8%, we're adding 3 more covers, independent covers. So if the market kept on fluctuating in between, like this, doing like this is going to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and you will see some movement in your account, and you will be making some profit while it's moving here. And at this top area here, as the market is in a good shape and it did not really drop much, we're going to realize 100% of the profit. We're not going to use any part of the profit to bring down the average price, because still the market is high and there is no big risk. If the market goes down into this area of -5% to -8%, the market is kind of down. So we're taking in this area 50% of the profit to bring down the average price, the trade on the top. And the average, the independent covers in this area down is going to work exactly the same way it was before to bring down the average price to close it faster. Now, this is all happening in stage 1. So what does stage 2 means? Stage 1 ends here at the cover number 38. So only 38 covers, and that covers about 51% of the market. What if the market kept on moving down? It gets into independent covers and kept on moving down and went down. This is the area where you can activate stage 2. Stage 2, let me get back to the, okay, just hold on. Yeah, this is all in stage 1 up to cover 38. Yeah. Now stage 2, that if the market really goes down and goes more than the 50% or 60% and all your 38 covers have been consumed and you are in a position to add more funds, I know right now it's very difficult and very complicated that you have to add the funds to the amount here, and you already have a compounding and you have some funds, so it's complicated. So to make it easier, you can just simply get into stage 2 and activate stage 2. It has a completely different budget. So let's say you have started this coin in stage 1 with 1,000 USDT. And right now the market went down and it have eaten all the USDT that you have, and it ended up taking all the covers of 38 covers. Right now, let's say you have only 300 in your hand, 300 USDT in your hand. So you just come to stage 2, you put 300, and then it takes care of it. So this cover here is covering up to 90% of the market. Even if the market drops, 90% is still going to be buying and selling and buying and selling, buying and selling. So in this stage here, I think for Binance, it needs minimum of 600 to cover all the market, all these covers here, and takes you up to another 38% down, which is completing 90% of the market drop. And in this stage, because the market is already down, is going to be using 90% of the profit to pull down that average price because the market's already bad. The target is for the bot is to close the open trades for you as fast as possible. And the way to do that is to use most of the profit to bring down the average price. So 90% is being used. So this is going to be only 10%, realizing only 10% of the profit for all of them. So the settings are not quite accurate here. I'm just only testing it. So it's going to be using 90% and to bring down the average price. One of the things that we have added here also is a visual to show you how much of USDT you're going to be using in each cover. Previously, it was only 1 time, 2 times, 0.5 times, 3 times, 4 times. So here right now is going to be showing you in numbers how much exactly is going to be using so that you will be aware. And at this place here, we will be showing the total amount of USDTs that to cover all the covers. And yes, and here there's something interesting also for the people who are interested in making their own strategy is that we're allowing people here now to select how much percentage do they want to use in the initial covers. So some people might want to be very conservative. They use only 2%, or they want to use 5% if they want to trade aggressively. This is something that I don't advise, but if some people want to do that, we give the freedom to the users. The people who are not really into crypto, or you don't have a strategy and you want to use the default, you don't have to do anything. Just only select the default strategy, and it takes care of all your settings. And it will set up actually even stage 2 for you. So if the market goes down to stage 2, then you just have to come here and give it a budget. That's it. Give it the amount and then save it, and that's it. You don't have to go through all of this. Just I wanted to explain actually to the people who are interested in knowing the science behind it. Let's call it this way, or they want to invent their own strategy. So they have all of these options right now. They can even add more average covers if they want. That's up to them. It's here now. It's very flexible and gives you more features, and you can decide also how much of the profit that you are making in the independent covers you want to use to pull down the average price. If you want to use more here, is how much do you want to keep of the profit? If you put it, for example, here 10%, that means the remaining 90% is going to be used to bring down the average price, and your trade will be faster. So the pros and cons of this, the pros is that you're going to be bringing that average price down faster. But the cons of that is that you might not be making much profit in the independent area here. But we have the freedom to everyone. If you use the default strategy, it's going to be using always 50% here in stage 1. In stage 2, is going to be using 90% of the profit to bring down the average price. There's a question here on the chat saying, is it better to keep aside money to fund stage 2 instead? It's always not advisable to use all your money into trading, obviously. Right. And we're not financial advisors to tell you how much to keep and how much to trade with. So this is your own decision definitely, but it's always definitely wise to keep funds aside just in case if the market really drops down and eats all the 38 covers, and still the market keeps on doing that to get use of that lower market and help your trade to close faster. Yes, that's definitely a good thing to do. I would do it personally. So because we don't know where the market is going, we just have something that serves the wave of the market, but not to create the wave. So I don't personally depend on news or on technical analysis or whatever it is. I just know that the market is fluctuating and the bot is working based on that. How much is going up? I don't know. How much is going down? I don't know. But I know that's fluctuating and the bot is getting use of those kind of fluctuations. But another advice, again, it's not a financial advice, but based on my personal experience, is try to use as many coins as possible, because not all of the coins will be performing the same way. If you really want to get the best out of this market, is try to trade with as many coins as possible. Right now, we will see now the account that we have been following, different coins gives different results during different durations of time. So to really have a peace of mind, just get all of them, let them all trade for you. If some of them are not doing well today, other coins will do well. And tomorrow, you don't know which one is going to be the superstar. So just let them all work for you. You will have a kind of stable, consistent results that happens every month, I would say, or every week. We will go through the account right now. So yeah, the answer is I would advise to keep some funds aside to just in case for stage 2. But distributing your funds also will help you, because imagine if the market really goes down for some coins and some of the coins already goes into stage 2 or goes beyond stage 1, and some of the coins are doing well. What I would do, I would just put all of my coins in single strategy. Whichever close, I will use that funds to feed stage 2 for the other coins. So that I'm using all my funds, and at the same time, I'm trying to get out of the trade as soon as possible with profit. So spread the funds among all the coins. And if the market really goes down beyond the cover 35 or stage 1 is fully consumed, try to close all the coins. Whatever closes with profit, take that USDT and add it to the bottom of each of your coins so that all of them would be working and closing for you with profit. Okay, so this is the thing about the enhancement that we're working on, and I'm expecting by end of this week, probably towards the end of the week, we should be like. There is still some small issues here and there. I need the development team to work on so that we can be 100% online and live. Okay. Other than this, we have I have my weekly presentation ready here. Let me just open it. Couple of topics that we're going to cover. As usual, we're going to talk about the pulling down the average price. Again, this is for the new people. How Eazy Bot is designed to work is open the trade at the top of the market, close it at the bottom of the market, and still make profit. Nothing magic here. It's just all mathematics and formulas and trading tactics, I would say. That just all mathematical, all numbers. And we will see some examples for that. So we will see how exactly Eazy Bot is pulling down the average price, and we'll see an example of one of the coins that we have been following, or one of the bots that we've been following since the beginning. And the second topic, we're going to see also some examples for the bot opening trades on the top, closing it at the bottom, and making profit. And we will look at also the power of retracement, take profit retracement. Eazy Bot is not going to close the trade as soon as it hits 1.5%. It's going to wait for the market to reach to the highest point and then close it at that point. How does it know that? It doesn't look at the market, the candles. It doesn't look at news. It doesn't look at technical analysis. It doesn't look at indicators or anything like this. It's all mathematics. It waits for the market to reach to the top and then start moving down by 0.5%. Then it starts closing the trade. So the only way it knows is when the market moves down from the last price by 0.5%, and that's where it's closed. And that's probably the top of the market. And we will see that example right now. And then lastly, we're going to look at the account that we have been following to see the performance. Where is it from last week? Okay, so this is the famous AAVE bot that we have been using in the past. And this is last week on 8th of August, if you watched that video or if you were live with us. At that time, our average price was 166.81. And the profit that was, if you look here, the starting price of this coin when we started on, I think, 4th of April or 3rd of April, the price was 251. And from that point onward, the market was only moving down and went down as low as 50 from 251. So that's a huge drop. And still, we had to add some more funds to the coin, but was still buying and selling and making profit and bringing that average price down. So this trade, which was opened at the price of 251, last week, it was at the price of 166.8. That means that price have been dropped 33.54%. And the profit which was made with that independent covers or independent trades was 972 USDT in profit. So looking at the current week, today, 15th of August, the profit have raised to 1,018. So during the last week, there were movement in the market, the bot was buying and selling. And accordingly, 50% of that profit that was made last week was used to pull down the average price. So now our average price last week was 166.81. Now it's 165.12. And it will keep on pulling it down until it reaches to a point where it reaches to the market price. Whether the market price goes up faster and meet with it somewhere plus 1.5% and close the whole trade with profit, or if the market stays down, it's going to do that small trades, buy and sell, and pull that average price down to the current price plus 1.5% and then sell it and make profit. So our new average price is down by 34%. So we have about 1% from last week until now. It's pulled out by 1% because now we have a huge trade on the top. As it moved down, it takes all the independent covers in between, and that increases that value. And it's more difficult to pull it down, but it will eventually be pulled down and closed. We will be following this live with you every week until we finally see it closing all the trades and making the profit. Next is about this trade. This trade was shared last week by Susan. I wasn't there last week, so I've seen the video and I like this specific trade, and I want just to go in depth into this trade and see, analyze it for you more. So what happened here is that this trade or this trading cycle was open at the price of 11.66. This is Uniswap coin. So it opened at this price, 11.66, and then closed all the cycle at the price of 9.34. That means it opened it here as I promised you at the beginning. It opened here and then closed here minus 19.9%, and it still made a profit. So the total profit that was made within this trading cycle on the capital is 20.9%. I think it took like 1 month. Just correct me if I'm wrong, Susan. It took 1 month or 2 months, something like this. But eventually it happened. It did it. It made about 20.9%. And the final trade itself, only the final trade made 8.4% in profit. Now, why did this happen? Why did it make that huge profit at the end? If you see here at the last chart here, the market here went up suddenly. It went up. So the bot did not close the trade at a lower price. It waited for the market to go to the top and then start moving down, then close it here. The average price is somewhere here. And this is the next topic that I'm going to talk about here. It's here. I have zoomed it more into the Binance and I have seen the average price. Just sorry. Let me move it here. Yes. The average price was here. Actually, I have another chart that I need to open it. Just give me a second. I did not put that number here, but let me just look at my file. And sure. Yes, the average price in the system was 8.01. 8.01. That means it was somewhere here in this area. The price here was where it's supposed to close, plus 1.5% only. But see, from this point, the market was fluctuating a little bit and started shooting up, going up. And then eventually it closed it here. Instead of making just 1% or 1.5%, it made 16.6% in this last trade. 16.6%. And we have seen previously 14%, we have seen 7%, we have seen 5%, we have seen 6%. So it all depends on the market movement. It was supposed to close at just this one plus 1.5%, but it waited for the market because the market was good, was only moving up and up and up. And then when the market started moving down, then it closed it and ended up making 8% profit in the overall capital that's being used here, and made 16% in profit for that specific trade. That's why it made, I think, if you look at the top here, it made $50 in profit only on that specific last trade. So this is the power of taking profit retracement. And you will see many examples of this. Now let's look at the performance of the account that I was sharing with you. Those, actually there are 19 points here, but the last two, CRV and AV, were not going to be taken in consideration here because they were opened on a different date. All of the other coins were opened on 19th of May. Those two were opened on 30th of May. So we'll talk only about the 17 coins. Getting to the table. This is last week on 8th of August when I shared with you, this was the profit made. Like, for example, the maximum one was Matic. It made 26.4%. This is a performance of 81 days. Taking out two days that were the APIs were not connected. So we're talking about 79 days to be precise. So during that 79 days, Filecoin have made 12%, Link have made 14%, LTC made 10.9%, XRP made 9%, going all the way up until Matic have made 26%. So the total amount of the capital of 17,000 have made 2,028.85 in profit. Now this week, during the last 7 days, what the account have done is here. Still the Matic have given the maximum profit, and it have raised up from 11.93%. The overall it raised to 12.76%. So we're talking about 1% increase in the last week. So is it 1% every week? No, no one knows. It can be 1%, can be 2%, can be more even. It depends all on the market movement. If the market is stable, is not fluctuating much, the profit is not going to be as much. But if the market is fluctuating too much, it's going to be making much more profit. So the best way, and not all of the coins are performing the same way. Not all of them are fluctuating the same way. The best way to open as many coins as possible as you can. Depends on your capital, definitely. And let it work. If some coins are not doing well, some coins will be doing much better than the others. Like, for example, look at the Doge, for example, last week, it was 10 and now it's 12. So it made 2%. There are some other coins like, look at Sol. Sol was 14.9% more or less. This time is 15.9%. That's 1%. Let's look at the BTC, Bitcoin. If you see the Bitcoin was 3.59%, now it's 3.85%, very small. Yes, so because the Bitcoin did not move that much, other coins have moved not more than the Bitcoin. This is something that we cannot control, but we just let it do the work, and it will do the work definitely and make the maximum out of the market.